Wow. Thanks, man. Oh, gross. Maybe we should clean it first.
Hey, yeah. And while we're at it, we can clean the whole fucking house. This ain't our mess.
Wait, who? What concert are you going to?
The Interrupters, who is signed by Tim fucking Armstrong, lead singer of Rancid. They're like a girl punk band from like ska punk band, like fucking Interrupters, baby. Let's fucking go.
What's their name?
Wow.
The Interrupters.
What?
Who?
You love them too?
What are you even talking about?
The Interrupters.
What?
Is this like a wrestling promo? Why are you yelling what at me?
Justin.
God,
What's their name? I can't even hear you.
Huh?
Wait, what? Oh, you're Oh my God, you guys are interrupting me. Oh my dear God. Sorry, I didn't sleep last night. I feel like shit. Just wasn't expecting such a corny joke right away.
I went to sleep at 4 a.m. and I woke up at 8. So
speaking of corny jokes, dude, why don't you tell the listening audience what you're drinking right now?
What? How do you? I'm drinking throat tea. Why is that funny? Oh, does that sound something girl? No, I'm sick. Oh God. John, don't do this to me. We're not even recording
throat.
Yet. Oh, I did. I sent it already.
Throat tea.
Yeah. Sounds like you're throating something.
No, dear God, it's fucking got honey and Echinacea. I'm sick. I'm like trying to suck it up for the podcast. You guys are such jerks.
What's Echinacea?
Yeah.
It helps with the immune system. Why is this funny? Guys, I don't even get it.
No, I want to learn stuff, dude. Just like unicorns the other day.
Don't bring up the unicorns.
I don't even have energy for this shit. Like, I'm sucking it up right now, and you guys are gonna make fun of me. I taught the whole entire office.
All right. Let's get serious right now.
Dude, I really didn't know that. When you researched that, I really honestly didn't know that.
Everyone's fucking welcome.
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it, man. Let's tell the people about what we're watching, man.
We didn't get to see your titties, but we did get to see some titties.
Those titties were big, man, and those areolas. Woo!
Perfect, man.
They were nice. All right, since I'm already in my macho man phase, and Justin's got the glasses on, and Waterboy's got the backwards hat on, I'm going to tell you that this week we're watching Idle Hands, man, from 1999, man. Oh, yeah! Sorry, I got real loud, just kind of felt it. You know what I'm saying? You swelt it. And you can even deep throat it with the tea and the matcha and the honey and all the herbs and spices for your immune system. Yeah. This movie is a wild ride. You buckle in, you strap up, and you're gonna go on a journey where the teenager's slacker right hand gets possessed by a murderous demon spirit, takes him over because he's a lefty, and he does nothing with the right. I jerk off with the right at night, but he jerks off with the left because it's the best.
And I'm an ambidextrous, so I can use both minds.
Waterboy, man, this is his absolute stranger. Not only can you sit on the hand so you don't feel it, but you can cut it off, man, and it'll jerk you off with some needle fingers.
Justin, how come you're so quiet?
I'm just happy to be here. Like I said, not feeling good. I'm drinking throat tea, trying to bring that normal energy, but apparently you're all amped up. A little too much information, but hey, it's a safe place here in the pod, right? Like no one hears what we talk about, so
no,
that's I'm excited to get into this.
Just my wife, you know.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, very, very excited. Very excited.
Justin, has anyone ever seen my mom and your mom in the same room? Like, are we sure we don't have the same mom? I know we don't look a lot alike.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we're going with this.
It is pretty simple.
I don't either.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna lie, don't know what's happening.
But all right, so I'm gonna kick it over to Justin because we haven't heard him talk too much, and he just gave me the ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
If you're listening, you can't see this, but bang, bang, bang.
This is gonna be a damn good show.
Yeah, Justin, let's go. Why did you let me pick this movie?
So yeah, honestly, like I felt like I actually picked this movie, and I wish I actually had my normal energy because the nostalgia I feel for this movie. Oh my God. I probably saw this when it came out and I love it so much, especially for that time that it came out. Like, oh my God, just the music gets me so amped up and it literally feels like 1999. So much fun. I friggin' love this movie. I have not rewatched this movie for a million years. So, oh my God, like honestly, 5 minutes into the movie, I paused it and I was like, oh my God, I love this so much. Like, this is going to be tough for me to even get through. I was having so excited. I was having like an excitement attack, especially when they started playing Rancid, my favorite band ever. I'm like, oh my God, the soundtrack is so incredible. And it's just such a fun friggin' ride. And it's like, it doesn't take itself serious at all. It's awesome. It's a horror comedy. There's so much fun going on in this movie. I absolutely love this movie. I mean, I felt like I picked this. Absolutely love it. So thank you for picking this, and thank God we had a break from Waterboy picking The Void and everything. And
such a great movie.
Yeah. So,
all right.
just,
So now that we got everyone's opinion on the movie,
that's true.
I'll jump right into the opening scenes.
Let's go.
Because fuck Waterboy.
Damn.
All right. I feel kind of bad. Justin did threaten to kill you via computer screens and right-clicking on the last episode, so I will be somewhat nice to you.
That was
not really.
He clicked that mouse so hard.
Yeah, let's just get over
like your opening thoughts, Waterboy.
Waterboy, I'm sorry. I just want to say that I do want to say that I am sorry, and let's try to like work past our issues, and we'll try to have a good episode.
Hey, Justin, real
quick. Definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't ever apologize for being right.
All right, fair enough. I was just trying to be the bigger person, but
it is what it is. I do accept your apology, Justin. I really appreciate that.
That sounded rehearsed, Waterboy. Did you have to think about that?
I'm not thinking about kicking this guy right now. This was
all right. Hurry up!
This was the first time that I've seen this movie.
Jesus Christ! I gave you an opportunity, and you just take forever. Yeah, he's stuck on fucking repeat.
And
DJ Waterboy.
And are you glitching?
Tripping all over.
I'm just kidding. I was just doing that on purpose.
Oh my dear God!
No, yeah, this was the first time I saw this movie, and it was hilarious. It was a corny movie that just awesome to watch. I mean, it's not, of course, one of those movies that you take seriously. Just one of those you watch it to watch it, and it is a good movie if you can get it past that comedy aspect. Some people that don't like that for some reason. But yeah, I love this movie. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Let's go.
That's a hundo. All right. We got Idle Hands from 1999, starring teen heartthrob Devon Sawa. We've got the comedic legend, Seth Green. We got one of the two Bash brothers from the Mighty Ducks, Eldon Henson. We've got Jessica Alba. There is some heavy hitters in this movie.
Awesome cast.
Good.
Great cast.
Sick cast.
They play off each other so well. And just even the opening titles, I loved it. Like the blood, the head, like everything, the smoke, the blood on fire. I thought it was great because it gives you that like intense horror movie feeling.
That's what I thought when I'm.
And then you immediately get, mom and dad from the Brady Bunch in the bed. Did you blow out the lights? Did you blow out the candle? You burn the house down. So we meet mom and dad who are right now creeped out after laying down to, rest their head and have some sweet dreams and just no cunnilingus because they don't look like they do cunnilingus.
Nope.
They see on the ceiling, I'm under the bed.
I'm scared.
Written in black light, dude. They freak out. Mom makes dad get out of the bed because they hear a noise. He goes to investigate. The cat scares mom. She jumps up. Mom's heart rate, starting to slow down. Then we hear Gary, the dad, scream. Now it's mom's turn to go investigate. She barely opens the attic and whispers for Anton. If you guys hear something in the house, there's a fucking killer on the loose and your kid just sleeps in the attic. Are you going to crack open the door and go, Anton. Okay, he must not hear me. I'm going to close it now.
Hey, dinner's ready.
Yeah, like what the fuck? She goes downstairs, dude. She slips on Gary's blood. She starts to panic, and she sprints back upstairs to the bedroom. And we see the slowest 911 dialing I've ever seen in my life.
I literally wrote
she had to spell out the numbers in her head before she pressed them on the keypad. 9 NINE 1. O-N, no, wait, W-O-N, no, O-N-E, 1. And then something rips the phone out of her hand, pulls it on the floor, and all logic goes out the fucking window because, you know, she decides to get on all four and pick up the phone instead of just reaching over and grabbing it. She gets on all four to grab the phone. A hand comes out, snatches her, pulls her under the bed. We get a blood squirt. Blood squirts out everywhere. And now we see Anton in the attic fucking passed out with his headphones on. That would explain why he didn't hear his mom whisper his name. He gets up. Mom, we're out of milk. Mom, we're out of dog food. This kid is lazy as fuck. Anton lights about 1,000 incense. And I guess this makes it okay for him to just smoke weed in his fucking living room.
Right in the house.
Parents aren't gonna notice that. I've lit enough incense where my house smells like the inside of a Volkswagen bus.
Isn't that the coolest? Isn't that the coolest bowl piece you've seen? Just hanging around his neck.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
And he pulls out his fucking inhaler, like cracks off the plastic piece, and then starts to smoke out of it. I don't know about you guys, but in 1999, I was a little young, but like in the mid 2000s, dude, we smoked out of anything and everything.
Yeah.
We got extremely creative.
So
Apple
creative.
Cores, soda
apples.
Cans. Yeah.
Oh, big soda cans. Oh my gosh.
Everything. Water
Oh my
bombs.
God.
Like you named it. We tried to invent gas masks with like ski goggles and shit. Like you just did it to do it. Now Anton realizes he is out of weed, so he calls his dealer friend and says, "Yo, bro, let me get a dimer." I don't think I've ever called a dime bag a dimer in my life.
Timer.
But he goes, "Yeah, sure, all right, come and get it." And he goes, "Oh, bro, I'm comfy." He goes, "This isn't fucking Domino's," and he hangs up on him. Now we get Devin Sawa walking across the neighborhood in boxers.
Doesn't even get changed.
Yeah, nothing. No one bats an eye. No one
No
says anything.
fucks given.
Yeah, he jumps through, like crawls through a basement window, and we meet Pnub and Mick, his two best friends. They're sitting there. They're talking about how Mick can get like dick sucking lessons from his mom.
Dude, he
Did
said
you guys
if your
pick
mom,
up on that?
if your mom had teeth, she wouldn't suck dick so well.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. And Anton asked, like, "Yo, hook it up. Like, I'm dry." And Pnub looks at him and goes, "I don't have anything." He goes, "You told me you were holding." He goes, "But I didn't tell you what I was holding." Grabs his junk.
Cheese nuts.
Yeah. They start rashing on Anton because he's lazy. They say his parents are going to kick him out eventually. And then they tell him to go try and smoke nutmeg and oregano. Anton then heads home.
And hey, really quick, you even learned how like this dude doesn't even live in like the real world. Like they're saying, oh, like there's a killer in the loose. He's like, what killer? He realizes, he goes, oh wait, I haven't seen my parents for like a couple
I
of
haven't
days.
seen my parents.
Yeah, like, oh well, maybe he's dead. They're like, what are you talking about? Like the killer? And he's like, huh? He knows nothing. He's like, don't you watch the news? He's like, no, I hate that show. Like,
Yeah, dude, he calls it a show.
Yeah, he calls it a
News,
show.
Man, that show sucks.
Dude,
they
I hate
say,
that
like,
fucking show, bro.
Even when they talk about like a dance, like he knows nothing. He has no clue what is going on in like anywhere. And sorry, continue. Just crazy.
That voice that Waterboy just did. I don't know if you've seen Grandma's Boy, Justin, but the basement reminds me of Grandma's Boy.
Oh yes, love it.
Oh, we got the Frankenstein, bro.
So incredible.
Why do they call it death, bro? It's because after you smoke it, you can't hear anything.
Oh,
I fucking love that movie. We should do that. Just as like a change-up movie.
Definitely.
They, like Justin said, they're talking about the news and the killer and how their town's in the spotlight. We get a shout out, boys. We get a shout out from Seth Green.
Yeah.
Local mailman, iced. Barmaid at the bowling alley, iced. The Feldstein twins, you know, the ones who jerked off in the milkshake making machine, iced. Who says that? Did you hear about the Feldstein twins?
Iced,
oh, the
bro.
ones who jerk off in the milk making machine?
Right.
I've never heard someone call it the milkshake making machine.
That's a first for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it that from now on.
Iced. Waterboy, you killed your root today. Nah, bro, I iced it.
Yo, bro.
We're gonna start talking like that now.
Hey, yo, Bella, how are my scans?
You like iced it, bro? All right, so you hear a motorcycle in the background, and Mick goes, "Hey, there's your, your fucking crush, you stalker." Anton jumps up, runs to the window. He sees Molly drive by on a motorcycle. The boys call him a puss because he won't make a move. Anything they tell him to go invite her to the dance, he starts like, oh no, like dances for pussies, like we don't do that stuff. He sees she dropped her lyric book. He goes out, picks it up. The boys tell him to bring it over and just like, this is your like intro, like this is your doorway, like use it, go introduce yourself. And they start like doing this thing where they're like, can you imagine if you go over and she opens the door and like her hair is flowing majestically and she sees that you have the lyric book and you give it back and she invites you inside. She rips off your clothes, she jumps your bones, and she rides you like a dog. I know they don't say that, but that's just kind of the feeling I got from that conversation.
We could imagine that.
Yeah, so Anton goes back over there and he's trying to follow this game plan. He knocks on the door, and before she can answer it, he like starts walking away, and she's like, "Hey, hey!" And he turns around, runs back, gives her the lyric book, and goes to like steam away, just like a pussy.
So that was tough. That was a tough scene.
And then we got a cut scene to Beaver, Utah, to go with Justin's throat tea.
Come on, man! Not what I'm drinking. Oh.
What is that thing that's in that tea? Tungalingus?
Just dear God! All right, where were we? Beaver, Utah.
Yeah, we're in Beaver, Utah now, where we see a Charles Manson looking character getting put away in a cell, and sheriff escorting a nun. He calls her Sister Liquor, and she goes, "No, it's liquor." She's hunting a hand. He brings her to a guy who's in the cell who's accused of murder. She looks down and she sees his strong hand. It's a strong hand. And she goes, "Fuck, it's moved on." And she storms out of there. She rips off the costume, throws it away, hops in her RV, looks at a map and starts marking off where the hand has been, where it might be going, and where the killings are taking place. And, guys, I don't know if you know this, but it draws out a fucking pentagram. How cliche is that?
Yep.
We see Anton pushing a shopping cart full of 2 like 25-pound bags of dog food, some snacks, some munchies, like the whole 9 yards. And he's going through an alley where apparently it's perfectly fine for like everyone in the neighborhood to put their leaves in the alley.
Just light them on fire.
Like there's just piles and piles of smoldering leaves. And it's just, you can't see a fucking thing, dude. The cops can't even see him when they tackle him to the ground and tell him to freeze. They have to move the smoke from in front of their face. Yeah.
I thought we were like, it turned into like an apocalyptic movie walking through the cell.
Yeah, I was like, is this the scene where like he gets possessed? Like, is this the Evil Dead scene where like the camera zooms in and takes over his hand? No, the cops tackle him and ask him what he's doing. And they call him out and they're like, "Anton." Sorry, I burped. They call him out, "Anton, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "It's my neighborhood. Like, this is where I live. Since when is it against the law to go grocery shopping?" And then he's like, "Oh, I know you guys. You were seniors when I was freshmen." And they get pissed and they're like, you think you're so cool, you and your stoner buddies, man. You never invited us behind the bleachers to go get high. And like, do you know how fucking stupid you sound, bro? You are seniors bitching about freshmen, not asking you to hang out with them. It should be the opposite way around. You should be a freshman trying to hang out with the seniors. I don't fucking know. So they get pissed, and he is so amped up and trying to get weed that he asked if he could score off the cops. He's like, "I know you guys got away into like the evidence room. Like, can you get up?" And they're like, "You trying to buy off a cop right now?" Slam him up against the fence, and they search him. They're like going through his pockets, and he's like, "Joke's on you. These aren't even my pants." And they pull out a baggie, and they're like, "Smells like marijuana." And he's like, you can't arrest me. There's nothing in it." So he drops the bag and goes, "Littering. $200 ticket, maximum fine." They give him the fine, and now we see Anton back at his house with a bottle of oregano and a bottle of nutmeg and like a spice grinding bowl. And he's mixing everything together, and he's using the citation to roll it. And this motherfucker is so lazy that I forgot to mention in the opening credits, he uses a back scratcher to scratch his balls. Like, that's how lazy
And
he
then
is.
he gets his dog.
Yeah, and then he uses the dog to lick the joint so he can seal it because he's too lazy to do it himself. I mean,
Laziest person
Oh my
ever.
god.
It was just too much for him. He sparks it up, takes a hit, and immediately exhales at 1,000 miles an hour and coughs like he's just drinking throat tea. Panics, runs to the sink to wash out his mouth, and then squirts soap in his mouth too. Because he's got to get the flavor out of it. It's like the soap is going to stop him from dry heaving. Oh, I love this movie so much.
So much fun.
So Anton just being oblivious to everything in life and the fact that his parents are dead, like there's blood all over the house, like there's it's just a mess. He's making a bologna and mayo sandwich.
So great.
And he's like not even looking at it.
Oh.
He's watching TV and he's slapping the bread down, he's scooping the mayo, flapping the bologna, like he's doing his thing.
Watching
You can see
watching that video, bro.
The music video.
In blood. And he doesn't realize until after he's eaten the sandwich and stuck the knife back into the jar of mayo. He's like, oh God, the killer's in my house. And he looks at the sandwich, slaps it down, and he starts like freaking out, dude. He freaks out and he sees the cat. The cat's name is Bones. He sees Bones licking an eyeball like profusely, like just going to town on this fucking eyeball. He panics, he grabs the dog, and he starts pushing the dog into the hallway.
I laughed out loud. I laughed I was watching the movie by myself last night, and I was dying laughing when he just starts pushing. First he hugs the dog like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
He's hugging the dog. And then next scene, like you said, he's pushing the dog in the hallway to go first around the corner.
Like zoinks,
oh my God. So incredible.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah. Zoinks.
He pushes the dog into the hallway, and he gets spooked because as he makes his way towards the front door, I'm pretty sure Pnub, the guy with no head, this guy right here,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's at the door. You see like a shadow with a face. He freaks out, runs upstairs, and his childish instincts kick in because he runs up to the mother's bedroom, hides under the fucking covers. Then he calls the dog, brings the dog under the covers, and hides again.
Bro, you're always safe if you cover
What?
up. Bro.
Yeah, you're always safe in your parents' bed. Horror trope 101. You are always safe in your parents' bed.
Yep. Just put the blankets over your head. You're safe.
He's looking for the phone, and he slaps the alarm clock. It goes off. He freaks out, leans back. Sheets come off. He looks up to the ceiling. I don't know why the black light paint works in the daytime, but
Right.
it does. And he sees I'm under the bed. Freaks the fuck out. Leaves the dog behind. Fuck the dog. I gotta get out of here. Runs down the stairs. He like trips on an umbrella, but this umbrella does like a helicopter 720. He slides on it, like ice skates across the fucking kitchen, like panics, everything, like stumbles across a bunch of different things like it's a Home Alone trap. And then bumps into two statues that are poised like that farm picture. You know which one I'm talking about, where it's like an old husband and wife with the pitchfork.
The pitchforks.
They've got pumpkins on, and we know this is a Halloween decoration because the mom had blown out the pumpkin candle in the opening credits. But this time he bumps into him, knocks him over. The pumpkin heads explode, and it's mom and dad. Mom and dad are fucking dead. Panics. He runs outside. He sees Penub and he sees Mick. And they're like, bro, did you have some bad mushrooms? Like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Brings them inside.
So great.
Goes to show them his dead parents. And these two are so fucking high. They walk right by the dead bodies.
I love this video.
I love this music video, man. Oh,
it's so Two Live Crew. They're literally watching the Two Live Crew video.
They start dancing.
Pop that coochie.
Pop that coochie. And they're like, I didn't think you could see this on TV no more, bro. I thought they canceled it.
Right.
And then he's like, no, you guys don't. Like, no. He shuts the TV off. They turn around. Then they see the parents are dead. Penub drops to the ground and just starts pounding on the chest. I think it's his dad. She starts wailing on his chest. And Anton goes, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, CPR, man. I seen it on Baywatch. Oh my God. And then, like Mick leans over and he grabs the mom's hand and he goes, it's a clue. And he holds up a piece of cloth and then it zooms in on Devin's shirt. No, you can't see it. It was like in this area. of a piece of his shirt is ripped off. And they see Ant written in like huge capital letters in blood on the floor because, you know, Devin missed that too.
It's like, whoa,
And-
the killer wore your shirt.
Nub goes, I think they were killed by ants.
Dude,
Nick goes,
such-
don't be ridiculous. Did you have like like an evil ant or like a mad ant or something? Like it's
Funniest
not even
part right
spelled
there.
as
I almost died when he said like
it's just
ants. Who killed
And
by
then
ants?
they see the ears fall out of the onion ring bags and from the Feldstein twins. And then they match up the piece of cloth that Mick has found to Anton's shirt. And they're like, he's like, the killer wore my shirt. And then he looks at his hand and it's covered in blacklight paint that is still working in the daytime. And he goes,
Wow.
the killer wore me. I'm the killer. And they all start panicking. Mick goes, I got to call 911. What's the number again? Makes his way to the kitchen and he's on the phone. And he's like, hey, there's something wrong with my friend. I think he had too much nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Anton runs in, rips the phone out of the wall, and he's like, dude, it's not me. I don't know what's going on. I think I would remember killing my parents. And he's like, yeah. And as he's backing up hesitantly, he rips open the fridge door to create a barrier. And he's freaking out. He pulls out a beer. And he's like, do you want a beer, man? And he's like, no. Smashes it on the counter and then stabs him in the head with it. We don't see him stab him in the head. We just hear him scream as Penub like freaks out and goes to run away as well. As he's running away, Anton's like, get away from me. I can't control it. He runs downstairs and he's like, no, you moron. That's the basement. You can't get out that way.
Runs down.
So he runs down after him and Penub's like, it's me. It's your best friend, dude. Stop. Anton's fighting himself as he's going down the stairs. And Devin Sawar is acting phenomenally as he's just like letting the hand pull him and he's doing like all kinds of crazy moves. I love it. Goes downstairs and he's like, I don't know how much longer I can control this. Run away. And he's like, all right, dude, just get out of the way. He's like, I can't. Just fucking run around me. And he's like, oh, okay. He runs by him, goes up the stairs, and he says some shit like, all right, dude, I'm just going to go home and pretend like this never happened. And Anton grabs a saw blade and just frisbee disc it. And it cuts off his head.
Goes to
And dude,
Mars.
this is 1999, and the effects in this movie are better than some of the shit we've watched, like House on the Haunted Hill, Waterboy. I'm looking at you. He CGI. You see the blood come around his neck and the head fall down the stairs and go all the way to the bottom, and he just goes, bummer.
Great kills in this movie.
Oh, great kill.
So good.
And like I said, dude, the CGI is so good. Like you don't even realize that it's CGI until you watch like the updated version and it's cleaned up. Like I watched this on DVD, so it's all remastered. You can barely tell it's a CGI scene. It's great.
Yeah.
Anton goes to like calm down. He sits down on the couch and turns on the TV, and his other hand grabs the remote, changes the channel.
So
then
great.
he has like a 10-minute battle with the demon hand. Yeah, like Justin's doing right now about changing the channel. Did you guys notice that everything Devin Anton put on was like a cartoon? Or
Dude, he kept switching to cartoons.
Funny. The hand kept switching it back to hand TV. It was like infomercials with a hand.
The infomercials with a hand.
Yeah, scene with like a million hands.
Yeah.
It was
like, oh yeah.
You know,
You just
my
wanted to watch
spirit fingers.
cartoons.
Yeah, the hand wanted to watch nothing but hand related shows. And then as Devin like thinks he's won, Bones comes over and hops on his lap, and the hand just fucking starts helicopter spinning him and yeets him out the fucking window. And it's not even like out the window to the front lawn. It's all the way to Molly's house, which is like across the street, around the corner. Yep.
So great.
Lands in the bushes. He sprints over there to find the cat, but the hand makes him ring Molly's doorbell instead, like excessively, like like nonstop. He finally pries his hand off the doorbell. He falls into the bushes. Molly comes outside. She tries to thank him for bringing back the lyrics book, but it is like the most unrealistic conversation ever. She's like, "Oh, you came over my house just to hide in my bush."
He's like, sorry. He literally pops up and says, sorry about your bush. The dialogue is, this movie's so out of control. Thank God it doesn't take
How did you know
serious.
about my bush?
Because dude, this is ridiculous interaction. The next 5
She's
minutes
like,
with
"Do
them
you
two
want to
is
come
insane.
inside?
Like,
Do you
what
wanna
just
come
happened?
inside?" And he's like, no, I'm dangerous. And she's like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, there's like a killer on the loose. Like, I've done things. And she's like, ooh, you've
What
done
things?
come inside. She
Like,
pulls
what
him
is happening
inside
here?
and immediately brings him to the bedroom. And she's like,
Like-
I just want to thank you for giving me back my lyric book. It's incredibly special. And he's like, yeah, it's got some really great lyrics in it. And she's like, what? You read it? He's like, yeah. I mean, yeah, just, I mean, I've even got my favorite ones memorized. And she's like impressed. And he's like, devil girl with nothing to lose. She's got wind in her hand. Come on,
Oh
It's
God,
my
what happened?
favorite one, bro.
it's my favorite. She's like, I wrote that when I was like 13. Anton
Fucking
tries
slaps.
to leave. Anton tries to leave. Molly says, no, it's safer than on the streets with a killer on the loose. Anton aggressively like grabs her face, grabs her neck. They're like trying to make out. He's freaking out. She's into all this foreplay. The hand grabs her ass. She turns around and was like, I have no idea you were like that, just aggressive. Like it's turning me on, you kinky son of a bitch. They start making out. That kink keeps on going. He freaks out, tries to like tie his hand to the bed.
Tie himself
As
to
he's
the
tying
bed.
his hand to the bed, she drops like, oh, kinky.
Justin
Like
knows
she's
thing or
so
two.
into this. Yeah.
So waiting for
Justin
that.
knows all about getting tied.
Waiting for that.
Then we don't see them like have sex, but it is strongly implied as they're both out of breath and they're just laying next to each other, like cuddling now. Cunnilingus happened.
Yes.
Throat tea definitely happened.
Definitely.
We hear the parents pull in. She kicks him out of bed, and it's move it. Let's go, people. No, I gotta cut this out. I jumped forward. Hold on. My finger scrolled by accident. Start over. I fucked up. I'm right. I was wrong about being right. I'm still wrong, so I'm just gonna do it. All right. So they make out. They're laying in bed. They're looking at each other, and then we get a cutscene. We see Vivica Fox driving an RV. She's going at 100 miles an hour. Move it, people. Let's go. Some of us are on serious missions here. There's evil out there, and I need to kick its ass. She cuts off 9,000 lanes of fucking LA traffic.
Getting off that exit.
Yeah, dude, she gets off the exit, and then we're back. Molly invites Anton to the dance tomorrow night at 7. Her parents come home now. He needs to leave because her parents might frown upon the fact that she's been, having sex with the dirty, bloody boy, and he's banging her daughter or their daughter. It's just, the dialogue is just fucking so
Ridiculous.
and just unrealistic. And
the most unrealistic for the last 5 minutes. Love it.
so yeah, after Anton has, he's killed his best friends, he's yeeted a cat across the neighborhood, he's murdered his parents, he's killed twins at a drive-through, bar maiden at a bowling alley, and a fucking local mailman, bro. What did he do besides deliver your electric bill? Like, come on.
No respect.
He decides now's a good time to go home and bury the body and give a half-assed fucking eulogy for your parents and your best
Oh my
friends.
God, the eulogy.
As he's doing this, he hears Mick, Anton, like, help me out, man. I'm still alive. And he's like freaking out. And he's like, yeah, when you stabbed me in the head, it just must have knocked me out because clearly I'm still alive. They come up out of the ground in zombie form. And he panics like no other. He almost steps on Penob's head. The headless body smashes him in the face with a shovel and knocks him out cold. We now get Anton. He wakes up thinking this was all a dream.
I used to read Word Up Meg. Oh, I thought we were.
I was waiting on you. I mean, you looked a little busy. I didn't want to interrupt you texting.
Sorry.
I'm just
That's
fucking
awkward.
with you. I had to stop talking. I had a scratch in my throat.
Oh, I
didn't want to cough into the microphone.
I was planning the concert. My bad. I'm listening. I'm dialed in.
So Anton goes downstairs and he thinks it's all a dream. He's got his headphones on and he sees the back of Mick's head and smiles. And he's like, guys, I had the craziest dream last night. I got to tell you all about it. And as he comes around the corner, he sees Mick throwing Cheetos into fucking Penob's head while Penob's head's in the kitchen just dumping snacks all over his body like he's showering in Pringles. It's raining chips. He freaks out and like hides behind the couch and he sees that they're zombies and they're not really dead. They didn't go to heaven and they didn't go to hell. They didn't go to hell because they're not bad people. They're not good people either, but they're not bad people because, they don't go around murdering their best friends.
Right. And they're lazy too. Do you hear them? They're like, yeah, there was like some like boring like Enya music in a white hall, and I don't know.
Ladies
like
telling us to come to them, and it was
it
was too far away.
Falls, far to walk, so we're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. We're not going. So we're
just
back here.
We're just not gonna go.
Go towards the light.
Yeah. So Anton's like telling them, he's like, dude, I think it's my hand. It's possessed. I can't control it. I need answers. They're like, we know a guy. And then we get a cutscene and we see Randy. He's at Burger Jungle and he's standing by his big truck. We can tell by the license plate. It's a big black Ford.
Literally says big
Loves
truck.
it. My man is wearing a Quiet Riot t-shirt and he is fucking jamming the Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil. I don't know about you guys, but I heard this song thousands of times throughout this movie. Anytime there was any reference to the hand or anything demonic, it was shout.
Oh yeah.
Shout.
They had to play the song
Shout
like
at
4
the devil.
times. They just like kept playing it.
So he's scoping out. He wants to get laid, so he's playing like the morning card. He goes over to a girl who's sitting there crying, and he's like, "Oh, did you know them?" And she's like, "Who? The Feldstein twins?" And he's like, "Yeah. I knew them very well. Did you?" And she's like, "No, I just feel so bad because I was so mean to them. They once asked me if I'd go on a double date with them, and I said no because there's only one of me, and I thought they were tards. So I told them to go blow themselves." And Randy goes, "Did they do it?"
Did they do it? Like this dude, the dialogue. Oh my god. So
And then as he's walking her away to like console her, he's like, "You must feel like a really big piece of shit." Like, what the fuck?
Dude.
Anton shows up and he's like, "I need answers." Like his hands going nuts. And he's like, "Bro, you just cockblocked me. Get the fuck out of here." And he's pissed, gets in his truck and drives away to the drive-thru. But instead of, just driving to the drive-thru like a normal person, he plows through the flowers and the memorial for the Feldstein twins. Just drives through everything. Fuck everything. We see Anton run by the memorial as well, and he grabs the dead twins' working hat and shirt and puts it on. Runs into the fucking thing, and the man is just like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, brand new. I'm on drive-thru duty." Sprints to the window, tells the guy at the drive-thru to get lost. It's break time.
Do you see who that is?
Yeah, I got it in my fun facts. We see Anton at the drive-thru window as Randy's placing this like massive order for like a milkshake that's been jerked off in, burgers with extra mustard, because I don't know anyone in their right mind who likes that much mustard.
There's a lot of mustard.
I know someone who likes ketchup. Like
I was gonna say, I mean, if it's ketchup, like I get it.
If it's ketchup, I'm your guy.
The whole bottle.
Listen, he pulls up to the drive-thru window after the guy in front of him's like, "Hey, I need my food," and Anton just throws whatever's at the fucking window at him, tells him to get lost. Randy pulls up. They have a quick conversation. He's like, "I know you know about the stuff. You listen to all that devil music," and he's like, "It's not what it seems like, dude. It's shitty music like Beethoven and those guys. It's just louder." And he's like, "Well, I need answers. Anything you can do to help me." And he's like, "Dude, you need to find something to do. All right." He's like, "I work on my truck, my Ford, because it keeps me out of trouble. It keeps my hands busy. Because idle hands are the devil's playground." And he's like, "Oh, that makes perfect sense." And we got a cutscene, and Anton's sitting on his fucking couch with both Mick and Penub, and he's crocheting. He is picked up crocheting. He's taking after his deceased mother. And I could see Justin doing this in like a nursing home, because they're crocheting to none other than Dragula by
Let's
Rob
go,
Zombie.
Rob Zombie.
Yeah, I could see you blasting Rob Zombie, knitting your future great-grandkids like a fucking blanket. "Justin, it's time for your pills."
Back of mine, Dragula.
Yeah, come on, Rob Zombie's
Stick
on.
it
Leave
up
me
for an
alone.
infant.
Let's go.
Let's do this. As he's doing that, the cops from earlier are seeing outside, like they pull up and they're like, "Oh, this is the noise complaint. This is Anton's house." They walk up to the window and they see the headless Nub. They're like, bro, we're going to break in. And then he's like, "No, we can't do that. We need a search warrant." He's like, no. Statute of like limitations?
You got probable cause.
No, that statute of limitations does not apply to this, buddy. Statute of limitations has nothing to do with probable cause. And he's like, "Probable cause, but just break in." So they fucking kick in the door. They pull out their guns. And Anton's like, no, it's not me. It's not what you think. Because he looks at him and he's like, "Just fucking kill him, man. Like, I'm tired of this shit." And he's like, "Do you really want to go to jail? Because if you let them take you to jail," he's like, "Just kill him. Just get it over with. Like,
just kill him, man.
Just do it. It's fine. It's whatever." Anton then is like, "Oh, if they bring me to jail, they can put me in one of those white padded rooms," which is a mental institution, not jail. and just keep me from killing anyone. And he's like, cuff me. Cuff me. And they're like, all right, put down the needles. And he's like, I can't. And it just continues to crochet while he begs the cops to cuff him. And they're panicking. They're trying to cuff him. Fucking Mick's sitting there going, kill him, kill him. Fucking, it's a wild scene. As he goes to cuff him, dude, he takes one of the knitting needles. His hands separate, he freaks out, and he jabs it, and he kills the first cop as he sticks it through one ear, and it comes out the other.
That scene was a lot better than House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah, dude, the other cop shoots
they do that too, yeah.
in the head. And he's like, oh, what the fuck? I was against him killing you, but now you can kill him.
I'm so pissed.
Then he gets tasered in the fucking face until his face starts to like just catch on fire. Now both the cops are dead. And you just hear Penub his head's on the couch, and you just hear him go, go, Buffalo.
So great.
The boys are clapping. They're laughing. Anton is pissed. He tells him to shut up. This wasn't him. It's not his fault. He runs into the kitchen and he grabs the bagel slicer, sticks his hand in there, and Penub goes, that shit doesn't even cut my bagel.
My bagel.
Slams it down like it doesn't work. But before that, I don't know if you guys caught it. Mick is like, well, if you cut off your left hand, how are you going to cut off your right hand? No, it's the opposite. He goes, if you cut off your right hand, how are you going to cut off your left hand? He's like, nah, man, my left hand's a keeper. I didn't possess it because it's pretty busy. You know what I mean? I light up. I relieve some tension. You know? Like that's all I do is smoke and jerk off. So he's like, all right, does the bagel slicer? It doesn't work. Then he looks at Mick and he's like, grab the turkey carver or like the electric carver. He fucking grabs it and he's playing with it. And he's like, hey guys, look, I'm leather. And it unplugs. It doesn't even get to finish it. Then he's like, oh, thanks, Mick. Then he grabs this giant ass fucking meat cleaver. And awesome. Anton is now hacking and missing and hacking and missing. And Penub is like, I can't watch this. And he's just going at it. And then the hand keeps dancing around. So he grabs Penub's head and he tells him to bite his hand so it stops moving.
That was so awesome.
He bites into his hand and then he cuts it off. Screams like a bitch. Well, Penub goes, he screams like a girl as he hacks it off. Falls to the ground. Mick uses an iron out of nowhere. Just runs from left field with a hot iron that's clearly been on for days because there's no way in hell an iron heats up that fast.
Instantly.
Seconds. But he presses it against his arm. And he goes, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I have to cauterize it and stop the bleeding. They then discuss that he needs first aid and they got to do something so it doesn't get infected.
Yeah.
Penub goes, yeah, let's go next door. You got a first aid kit. And we've got burritos. So they go next door to get burritos and the first aid kit. We see Molly at the door. She's ringing the door. She's yelling for Anton. Anton looks down. He sees written in blood, bad move, Anton. And now the hand is on the loose. Molly is banging on the door. Anton is battling with his hand. And Molly's getting impatient. Like, she's pissed. She's telling him to hurry up. And Anton, at a last-ditch effort, tosses his fucking hand in the microwave. And just this thing explodes in the microwave. It
so
just
nasty.
looks like a shriveled up, fucking burnt up hot dog.
So gross.
Just before Molly can burst into the house, he runs outside and they start talking and they're late for the date. She's pissed. She's like, if you needed more time, you should have told me. I don't like waiting. They start leaving for the dance. And then Anton comes up with like some bullshit excuse on how he's dangerous and he's the killer and he's done stuff. And it's one of those like goofy ass fucking back and forth again, and she's just all about it and in love with him.
Loves the costume.
Loves the costume. She asked him what he is, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a fast food worker who cut off his hand."
Quick thinking, let's go.
Yeah, quick thinking, right on his feet. Penub and Mick now show back up at the house, and they've got the first aid kit. They're screaming for Anton. He's nowhere to be found. And Mick goes, "All right, dude, I'm sick and tired of this." And he grabs like a giant skewer or like something you use for barbecue.
So cool.
And he jams it in the fucking Penub's head. And then he jams it into his like his neck area and he puts his head back on.
That was so good.
Yeah. Then they walk over to the microwave. And this is my favorite line of the movie. They open the microwave, the hand gets out and takes off. Opens the microwave and he's like, ew, this is gross. He's like, do you think we should clean it first? And he's
Oh my
like,
God.
yeah. And while we're at it, we'll clean the whole fucking
Fucking
house.
house.
And he's like, no, dude, just leave it. It's not our mess. And they put the burritos in the microwave and heat them up.
Oh,
So gross.
Anton tells Molly that his parents are on the way home and they're going to be pissed if they see the kind of mess he made putting his costume on, that he's going to meet her at the dance. He just needs to run back and clean up. She goes, are you going to like stand me up? Are you going to ghost me? Are you going to ditch me? And he goes, no, baby snakes.
so cringe.
That's
so
such a cute
cringeworthy.
fucking name.
I was like,
what the fuck?
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he tells her, no way, baby snakes, and then runs back to the house. She goes to the dance. He walks in and he sees, I'm going to refer to them as the boys instead of Mick and Pup. He sees the boys sitting down eating burritos. The burritos going through Penub's neck.
Awesome.
And Mick goes, oh, that's gross, man. And they're like having fun with it, playing with it. It looks like squeeze tube food, like you would feed someone with no teeth. Like it's disgusting.
Oh yeah,
like,
going right
it
through.
Looked
So
like
nasty.
Meat in a tube.
Yep.
So
And then
gross.
grabs duct tape and he wraps it around his neck, and that's how we fix it. And we get, the Penub duct tape necklace that is currently behind Justin's head. There we go.
Hey, if I stand like this, do I look like I'm in the crew? Like, hold on.
Yeah.
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 All right. Sorry, I guess sidetracked. Yeah, I wasn't trying to dance. That was all.
I know.
Right.
I kind of look like that in mine too. I'm taking up, Jessica Alba's spot.
Oh shit, she's behind you the whole time. Move to the left, man.
Yeah, I know, right? I should just swap screens.
Come on.
He fixes Penub's neck, and then we see like a cool transition screen that John Carpenter definitely should have only used once, just like this movie in The Ghost of Mars. We see the hand crawling down like a gutter, not a gutter, but like the drain side of the street, and that turns into the bowling lane gutter. We're now at the bowling lanes where the bar maiden was killed. Randy is bowling. He sees Debbie, and he is all in, my friends. He is in love. He goes over, he hits on her. Randy tells his friends, hit the bricks. I'll meet you guys at the dance, even though I think Randy's like 2 years older than everyone. Like, why are you going to a high school fucking dance?
Yeah, right.
Covered in tattoo. Yeah, he's covered. Dude. I don't know. It's just so weird. It's my point again, dude. Randy sits down with Debbie to drink a beer. So obviously he's over 21. He's going to a 17, 18-year-old high school dance.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
They sit down to drink a beer, and he goes, so what brings you to town? She goes, you don't want to know. And he goes, no, seriously, I'm interested. Like, trying to play that, like, I care about you card. And she goes, I come from a long line of druid demon hunters. We're sworn to hunt down and kill the demon that possesses the laziest fucker it can find. Randy goes, I know someone like that. And he tells her all about Anton. Then we see fucking Randy and Debbie driving at 1,000 miles an hour in fucking Debbie's RV to Anton's house. Anton says they have to leave. They have to go to the dance. Penub wants to go because he thinks he's going to win best costume.
Best costume, let's go.
Mick says it's not their problem and they should just stay put. Like, the hand's gone. They don't have to worry about it anymore. Like, let's just smoke some weed and watch some TV. Anton starts to give a speech and Mick goes, no fucking Kevin Costner speeches. Let's just go. They hop in Randy's big ass black truck. They start it up and cue the Shout at the Devil music.
Again.
It's like this guy has it. Yeah, just this is the only cassette in this truck. So they're in the truck. Fucking music's playing, of course. Anton starts it up and they ask him if he even knows how to drive or if they want them to drive. And he goes, no, I'll drive. You just shift me because, he's only got one hand. They start driving, they put it in reverse, they go to back out, and they pretty much run over Debbie at 100 miles an hour. She's screaming Anton's name. She shoots like 400 feet to the left because, if you back up into someone, they don't fall down behind the car. They shoot off in a direction where you can't further harm them or back over them.
She literally was like, oh!
She is now out cold. And we get a very creepy scene of Randy trying to give her mouth to mouth. Like, he smiles, looks around, and makes sure no one's looking. He bends over, gives her one breath. She wakes up and goes, yuck. Who the fuck's got barf breath?
Oh, yeah,
Randy smiles, and the hand creepy crawls away. We jump back to the high school. We're inside of a car, and it's Randy's friends from earlier. They're wearing Kiss makeup. Who the fuck dresses up as two members of a 4-member band? Like, if you're going to be Kiss, you be Kiss all the way. You just don't be 2 members. And they're going to town. They're making out. We see the hand crawl across the windshield. The missus is bitching because it's getting hot. It's getting foggy. It's getting steamy. Waterboy looks like he's stuck because his eyes are open. He looks fucking weird as shit right now.
That was weird. All right, I can't believe you said that. I was just looking. I'm like, is he okay?
Hey, bro, did you take some coke before we started?
Yeah, what are you okay over there?
Paranoid?
A little bit, bro.
A little bit,
just a small bump, bro.
The boyfriend and girlfriend get hot and heavy. She leans back. She takes off her top, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat this. What's up, baby girl?" Dives in like it's his first time. Starts making his way down to the the pussycat region. Yeah, Justin, why are you smiling? Go ahead, say it.
No, that's
Say it.
fine. I'm just
Go ahead.
We get titties.
You have permission.
I was just gonna say I was waiting for you to handle how you were gonna handle the
We
scene.
see some titties.
I saw the scene. I'm like, dear God, Sean's gonna lose his mind tomorrow.
He's making her way down to that nether region, and he's caressing her boobs. She's having the time of her life, and then we see the hand pop up, and he's having some titty action too.
Actually, kind of hilarious.
She freaks out when she realizes that it's a demonic hand. Grabs her by the throat. Instead of strangling her, this thing just like fucking straight up crunches her throat. The boyfriend like panics, goes to get out of the car, and before he can open the door, the hand like smashes his head off the window, which doesn't break the glass, but it kills the boyfriend.
Explodes his head.
We get Anton and the boys show up in the big black truck, and they run right over to the car because they know what Randy's friends drive. And they rip open the door, and they're like, "Yep, hands here, bodies fall out. Let's just leave them where they are. Let's not put them back in the car so no one else can see it. But let's just leave the door wide open, and no one else is going to notice because plot logic." So as they're walking towards this dance, you can hear Penub go, "Oh, what a waste." And Mick goes, "I thought you hated Curtis." And he goes, "Yeah, I do, but what a waste of that ass, bro." Like he is all about trying to get laid. The Offspring is now playing the Ramones. I fucking love this. I want to be sedated. Yep. Molly's dancing solo. She's just going nuts. The guys show up, and they immediately get invited out on the dance floor by Molly's friend and Justin Screen, the little devil kitty cat right there. Penub wants to go dance because he thinks he's going to get laid. Like, he is like, yeah, this is happening. Mick is like, "No, bro, we need to find Molly." He's like, "Yeah, we can dance and look at the same time." So Penub goes to dance. Mick goes to find Molly. Then we see the hand is in the principal's office, where the principal is arguing with someone on the phone because his credit card is denied. He wants to speak to a supervisor. They find out that it was just the wrong credit card number. They fix the situation and immediately goes into phone sex. "Oh, yeah, you kinky girl. Yeah, oh. Yeah. I love it so much, you dirty little bitch. It's almost like you're here right now.
I think I can feel you
coming up my pants." And then we get the hand, and we see it going up his pants. And what does the hand do? Twist his dick.
Oh.
Twist.
I can feel you. I can feel you.
And Anton is sprinting around in the back. He's looking for Molly in the back of like the gymnasium and shit, which makes no sense because wouldn't you just go to the dance floor? Instead, he makes his way to the principal's office where he finds the dead principal. Dumb fucking idea. Like, just go to the dance floor and look for your girlfriend. You know why you're there. But right after that scene, we get Debbie and Randy show up as well. Debbie knows the hand's there. She sees the dead body, and Randy's more pissed that they took his truck. Like, slams the door shut, like he did something wrong in the truck. They're running around in the hallways, and Debbie finds Anton. She says she can stop it, and she can try to help Anton. He's all for it, and then she pulls out this, like, squiggly dagger and goes, "The host of evil must die." And they have, like, this fight where she's just trying to kill him. Randy's in the background going, "I didn't know you wanted to kill Anton, but this is kind of hot. Like, just lets it happen." As he beats off Debbie, yes, Justin, I said that while you drink your throat tea. Randy like grabs him and puts him in like a full Nelson, tells Debbie to kill him. Like, he's done with this shit. They drove his truck. He's pissed. Right before she can kill him, he whips up his hand and he's like, "I cut it off. It's here to get my girlfriend." She's like, "Yeah, it's going to take a soul to hell. Like, we need to do this. We have until midnight before the hell gates open." And it claims its victim. Anton goes, "It's only 9 p.m. We're fine. We got plenty of time." She busts out this crazy watch and she goes, "No, it's 6 minutes to midnight. Druid time. I didn't know the devil had its own time. Apparently,
Right? Like, where the hell did
they
that come
didn't
from?
get Al Gore's memo on fucking daylight savings time.
Right?
Oh,
Or
God.
time zones. You son of a bitch.
Justin, you should do that one day and just try to leave early and just say,
Oh my God.
that's 12
100%,
Druid time.
100% trying it this week.
Anton rushes out to the dance floor, runs up to the stage. He bumps Dexter off to the side, grabs the microphone,
Dexter.
and tells people to stop. They need to get out. There's a psycho killer on the loose. And I cut off my hand. It's my hand. And he's showing the crowd his hand. They boo him and they throw trash because when you're on a dance floor, you do nothing with your hands but hold fucking empty hamburger wrappers and soda cups.
Right?
You don't
Hey,
dance.
did you hear what song they're playing now? They were freaking playing Beheaded. So old school
So
Offspring.
good.
I was so pumped up. Holy shit, they're playing Beheaded. Dexter Holland's got the old AFI shirt from 1999.
The music choice for this
I
movie.
was just so excited. I'm like, holy shit, I loved AFI in that time frame, and just the fact that he's playing Beheaded. It's not even like no one even knows that song by Offspring. It's like way before even their hit CD. I was just absolutely
so
loving
good.
it.
So Justin, now that you're ramped up on that song with the Offspring, do you want to tell the audience what happens to Dexter when he takes back the microphone?
Oh, poor Dexter. Dexter pushes him away. Anton bumps into Noodles, and then all of a sudden, Dexter starts to say something, and the hand comes down from nowhere and rips his scalp off. Rest in peace, Dexter. He had a good one.
Bro, this
That
is
was-
another scene where I think the CGI was perfect. You can
That
only
was a
tell it's
crazy scene.
CGI for a split second.
And,
And that's when his
Dexter,
eyeballs like stretch.
yeah, you see
Like-
like Dexter like looking up. He's like, oh, and then just like falls. It was
Like comparing this to the Evil Dead, for example, with the scalping there.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
So now chaos ensues. Everyone's freaking out. They're all trying to get out of the gym, but the hand has locked the doors. They can't get out of the gym. He is up on like the light bar way up top. He's sawing with his little fingernail. He's cutting the one rope that holds that entire thing up. It falls to the ground and it kills a bunch of people. Ollie and her friend, I think her name's Lauren or Laura.
I think so.
No, Tanya.
Tanya. I wrote that down.
I have it written down later in the notes because I forgot her name as I was writing my notes. But Molly and Tanya make their way to the air duct, and she's like, "We need to get in there to get away." And Molly's like, "No, I need to find Anton." And she's like, "Fuck Anton. We need to leave." And she's like, "And you want to go in there?" And she's like,
Into the
"Do you want to
vents.
stay out here and get killed and or trampled?" Like, this is a question, girl. You need to answer it.
Into the vents.
Yeah, so they go into the vents. They go. Of course, naturally, the hand immediately follows them. They get trapped in the most cliche, gigantic metal fan that is the size of a fucking turbine for like a Boeing 757. Like, this thing is huge, and there's no fucking reason for it to be in a high school. She freaks out and she's like, "We can't go anywhere. We're trapped. If we go there, we'll get annihilated." Molly has a brilliant idea. Something just comes to her. She takes the Spirit Halloween high heel from Tanya's costume, and it stops the fan blade dead in its tracks. Now it's lodged. It's not moving. Molly jumps down, no hesitation. They have apparently there's a rope in these air ducts that's long enough to go through the fan and all the way
Right?
around.
What the hell?
She scales down the rope. She gets down there. She looks up. She says, "Tanya, come on. Let's go. Like, hurry up." Tanya's panicking. She doesn't think she can do it. And as they're screaming at each other, she goes, "Why'd you pull the rope back up?" She goes, "I didn't do it. It's the hand." Fucking wraps the rope around her neck, turns it into a noose, pushes her through the fan. So she's dangling there. She's being hung. And then the hand, because this fan is so god-awfully powerful, the hand is able to then remove the Spirit Halloween red high heel that's jamming it. So it turns back on. And when the fan blade turns back on, it sucks the rope back up and it pulls Tanya up and it turns her into hamburger meat.
Dude,
What the
That
fuck?
was awesome.
I wish
death scene.
I wish we
This
would have
fan
actually seen.
blade can literally turn her into American chop suey all over the fucking walls.
No, absolutely ridiculous,
But a
like logic
spirit
throughout the whole
hol-
movie, but that was
but-
such an awesome
yeah.
death scene.
A costumed high heel can fucking stop it dead in its tracks, but the human body can't.
So
I
I mean,
mean,
obviously
I
none
love
of
the
that made
death scene. I just
The hand
Oh,
sharpened
no.
the blades before.
none of this. I
Yeah.
mean, none of that made sense
Yeah.
even a little bit. But what an awesome death.
So now we see Mick and Penub are also in there. They're going through the air ducts. They're trying to get to Molly. They hear Tanya screaming before all this takes place. Then they finally get there, and Mick goes, "I'm not going through all this, Tanya." And they turn around to go away, and Penub is just sad. And Mick goes, Mick goes, "Now you're definitely not getting any." Penub goes, "It's not fair." And Mick goes, "We can go back if you want to get a piece."
Yeah, if you want to get a piece. Oh, dude.
I wrote that down.
I love it. Now we're back with Anton on his journey to fight the hand, and he makes his way into the art room where he just throws down with the master of puppets.
I loved this.
This ending. Oh my god, this ending.
The first puppet, I feel like I've seen it in a horror movie somewhere. I know it's not slappy or anything like that, but I feel like I've seen this in like something. I can't put my finger on it. God bless you, Justin.
Man, that was
God bless you.
I'm battling. I'm trying to get through this.
As he's fighting this hand and he gets it trapped in what looks like a crank yankers like puppet. You guys remember that show?
Yeah, dude.
Yo, oh my god.
He grabs an
amazing.
ashtray, and just before he goes to like strike a fatal blow, the boys, Penub and Mick, drop from the ceiling. And the grate lands on top of fucking Anton. The hand gets away. And you just hear Penub go, "Hey, I made that." And he grabs his ashtray. Now we hear Molly scream. And the boys are like, they run to go help her. She's strapped now to a car in the automotive shop as the evil puppet intends to crush her into the ceiling where he has had enough time to then paint a pentagram.
It's a pentagram there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
On top. Mick finds Mighty Joe Bong. And he says these automotive kids have way too much time on their hands. He loves it, but Penub claims to have made this too. And they just go, "The ashtray, I can believe it. This, no fucking way." They're trying to save her, and they can't fight the hand. Like, it's just way too powerful.
Way too
So
strong.
then they decide to go do bong rips for strength. Molly's getting pissed as she sees fucking Anton just rip massive fucking hits. She's like, "Are you really getting stoned with your friends right now?"
Clear it.
But there's a reason for it, because then he sprints over to the puppet and he exhales everything into there. And this fucking hand gets high as a kite in split seconds.
Dude, you even see the puppet eyes roll back.
The eyes.
It
like,
like changes his facial expression and
Like,
the
are you
eyes
kidding
roll
me?
back. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It stops the car from crushing her like her nose is pressed against the ceiling.
That was gonna drag her to hell. What wasn't it supposed to drag her to hell at midnight? And that like putting her through the ceiling was gonna like
was
make
gonna
her.
open like the portal to hell to bring her.
I'm gonna burn
Now-
a quick little fact.
Yeah.
There was an alternate scene with this where Jessica Alba was supposed to have her top ripped off from this.
Oh my god.
But he can't get the lever unstuck. And he's like, "Don't worry, I'm going to help you. I'm going to save you." And he runs over to grab something to help get the lever unstuck. The hand snaps out of it. And just before the hand can go to kill Anton, Debbie ninja throws because she's got perfect aim. She hits this hand mid-air like Tom Brady hits fucking wide receivers down the stretch. And it pins right to Mick's chest. The hand starts to like bubble and twitch and glow and like expand, and you think this huge scene's gonna happen, and it doesn't. It's just like a little puff of smoke. You know what I mean? Like a firecracker fizzled out.
That's it.
And you just hear Mick go, "That's it? That's it? No explosions, no hellfire, no." Like, I mean, I'm glad everyone's okay and everyone's all right, but that was weak. Justin,
Yo.
the way he said this and the delivery Seth Green gave for this entire little scene, I thought of nothing but you.
Yes,
whenever you go off on your tangents in the morning, you're battling someone.
Yep.
That is the feeling you give off, and you're like,
"No
"That's
shit.
it. That's it. No explosion, no demon hellfire, no like crazy rip off the face."
Oh my god, you're right. No,
weak.
now that you're saying that does sound like one of my insane morning like tantrums.
Like, no. I'm glad you guys are all okay and everything. Like, seriously, that's great.
Oh my god, you're right.
Really?
No, oh my god.
Right?
Except that one with Andy.
Oh, great. Now we got Andy. Yeah, comment on the podcast. Debbie follows it up with, "Well, my work here is done." She looks at Randy and goes, "Time for some sex. Ritualistic sex. You coming?" He's like, "Oh, you bitch, yes." Anton finally gets Molly down, and they start making out underneath the car. Why? Why do you come down off the side of the car to then go underneath the car to make out?
Let's
to
go
then
under
work
there
your
now.
way back out of the car.
Just
As she
insane.
gets out of the car, we see Mick and Penub ripping that bong, and they're like not fighting over it, but he's trying to take it because he wants to hit. And Mick lets go. Penub like bounces back, and he hits the lever, and the car comes smashing down, and it crushes Anton. And you just hear Penub go, there was something wrong with that hydraulic lift. That car came down way too fast.
Way too fast. That was not my
Way
fault.
too fast. This is not my fault. And then the garage door opens. We see a bright white light. The boys smile as they're making their way to heaven. And you hear Mick go, Anton, you coming, buddy? And Penub goes, not without this, we're not. And he grabs Mighty Joe Bong. And they walk off into the light. Apparently, Anton blows off heaven because he doesn't go. We now see Anton in a full body cast making out again with Molly in the hospital bed. The nurse comes in to give him his meds. The boys show back up. Now they're guardian angels. And the nurse hears him talking to his friends, and she's like, yeah, visiting hours are over. Like, he's way too fucked up. You need to leave. Like, he's delusional. Nurse gives him the meds. She leaves. Molly leaves. The boys are talking to him. They're like, yeah, man, we went to heaven, but they told us we had to come back and be a guardian angel so you don't revert back to your demonic ways. They start talking about snacks in the hallway and ask him if he wants anything. He says, yeah, they leave. As they go through the wall and they go out into the hallway and they start walking, Anton freaks the fuck out because they shut off the light switch, and on the ceiling it says, I'm under the bed. Loses his mind. He screams. You hear Penub look at Mick and goes, yeah, he screams like a bitch. Should we tell him it's us? And they're like, nah, let's go walk through a nurse. And he goes,
Let's go.
You got to be careful. Some of those nurses are guys. And we get in
What
credits.
And then we
Movie
hear
is
the
over.
Offspring again, covering the Ramones.
Boom.
End credits. So awesome.
What do we think, guys? Idle Hands, 1999. What are your thoughts now that we've seen this movie? I've reviewed it. I've talked in circles. No one likes to hear me talk anymore. So let's revert back to Waterboy. Go ahead, Justin. What are your comments?
All right. So yeah, I loved it. I gave it like a 7.4 out of 10, and just I love it so much. It's such a fun movie, so ridiculous, such an easy watch. I mean, I'm always in the mood to watch this movie. Absolutely loved it. And we'll get into some fun facts in a couple more minutes after we hear what Waterboy thinks.
No one
Oh,
wants
yeah.
to hear what Waterboy thinks. No one.
Yeah, good point.
People actually hear you go, Waterboy, what were your thoughts? And they start fast forwarding.
After Waterboy says his thoughts, I do have a thought on that ending scene real fast, but
that's
go
been
ahead,
my
Waterboy.
that's been my whole life.
Okay, is that all your thoughts? Are
I
you
can hear
done?
the pain in
Move
your
on?
voice. You good? What do you rate it?
I was gonna give
Shut
this
up,
a 7.
shut up.
7 out of 10. Actually, I was gonna give it a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 for Sean. Just being an asshole.
Still better than the void.
I'm gonna avoid you guys.
Really? Because
next
guys, I found this scab on the bottom of my ball sack and it was bleeding profusely. And I think I might go get it checked out. I called the doctor. We did like one of those virtual visits. So I put my nutsack in front of my camera. And he said it's terminal. It is ball sack cancellitis. It's some form of like tonsillitis that happens in your ball sack. They got to cut it off. But
Sucks.
he did end my Zoom meeting with my physician by going, this diagnosis is still better than the void.
Dude,
that was
that's good. I had no clue what was happening.
that was the biggest roundabout insult I've ever heard in my life.
No, that's incredible. I had no clue what was going on. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch where this goes.
All right, Waterboy, give us your closing thoughts.
So I would give this movie probably 7 out of 10. It definitely a good movie, even though like if you look at all the bad, like it got a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Did it really?
It did. And
Looks like that's going on my list.
And it's got 25 million budget. It only made $4 million in the box office.
No way.
Huge failure of a movie,
Oh my
but
God.
honestly, it's worth the watch for everybody. It's fun.
awful.
It's good. It's not meant to scare you or anything. It's just a good, funny comedy horror movie.
That's
This
crazy.
is one of those movies that like it's just way ahead of its time. And like all
Yeah.
the star power that was in it, this movie should have done phenomenal.
Oh, right.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think people were ready for horror comedy in '99.
That's why this is
No.
probably like a cult favorite. Because I mean, I've
Oh,
talked
yeah.
to so many people who have seen this, and every single person I've like talked to, they're always like, "Oh my God, yeah, I did love that movie."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never heard one person go, "That movie sucks."
Right? It's
Yeah.
so much fun because it's
Not-
Not
100%.
like the Void.
You can tell this
that is
movie
unanimous.
isn't supposed.
The only thing this movie and The Void have in common is unanimosity. I don't know if that's a word. I just made it up. But unanimously, everyone loves this movie, and unanimously,
God.
everyone hates The Void, except for Waterboy.
Dude, also I just want to talk about that last scene. Like, remember when like they throw the dagger and like hits the hand and everything, and Mick, like Seth Green's like, that's it, like no hellfire, no nothing else. Like, do you know he did that because they had to redo, they had to do it, they filmed a different ending first, and this ending was like so over the top and crazy. They worked months.
I got that.
Special
I got
effects
that whole
people,
ending written down.
Dude, the special effects people took months and months and months for this ending, and it didn't match like the tonality of the movie, so they had to change the ending. So that's why the ending kind of looked a little like just underwhelming compared to that stuff. But I mean, I think the ending, they picked the right ending.
Perfect. Did you
So
watch
they picked the right.
Did you watch the
I watched
alternate?
the.
I don't think it would have worked.
It wouldn't have worked. I did see the other ending, and I think they definitely picked the right one. And I know what they mean by tone. Like the other one just didn't seem to match it. It was like this crazy stuff going on in the pool.
Hardcore.
And that's the thing. It actually was like scary. It wasn't as like it didn't feel like the same movie. So they definitely picked the right thing. It just sucks because, like they said, they spent so much on special effects for that pool to look like a portal of the hell. They had hands coming out the wall that like George Romero would have been proud of. They had a lot of stuff going on in that alternate ending.
So they had like 80 or 90 people behind that wall with like a foot and a half.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just nuts.
So I mean, they definitely picked the right ending, but that was a reference to that.
I'm gonna rate this movie. I'm gonna go with you guys. I'm gonna go 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I love it. This is one of those movies you watch 1,000 times. If you want to introduce someone to horror without scaring the shit out of them and having fun, perfect movie. Let's get into some fun facts, boys. I'm gonna give you guys the alternate ending real quick. Molly is dangling over the pool from a high dive. The pool turns into a portal to hell. Anton and Debbie now rush in and get pinned to a wall with hands that reach out and grab them. Anton breaks free, climbs the high dive, and he saves Molly. As he saves Molly, he stabs the hand. The boys run in, fully dressed in football pads. The hand becomes engulfed in flames. Anton throws himself into that portal of fire, the gateway to hell, the swimming pool that Justin was talking about that turns into this just big hellfire demonic portal. Nuts. As he jumps off the diving board and like sacrifices him, we see everything in rapid succession rewind backwards. The glass stops breaking. The pool reverts back to what it was. And for some reason, the pool is now empty. And we see Anton, dove headfirst into an empty pool from a high dive and is completely dead and unconscious. As he's laying down on the ground, we see like a doorway open, and it's the heavenly light for the boys, and stairs rapidly unfold, and they get a stairway to heaven.
Stairway to heaven. Let's go.
Yes. In the commentary, when you watch this deleted scene, the director says that you should play Stairway to Heaven at home when you watch this because it was way too fucking expensive for them to get the rights for this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And that's where the scene ends. And it goes right back into Anton in the hospital, like that bright white scene. Do you guys got any fun facts?
I do. Do you, Waterboy?
Yeah, I have one.
I have one.
I have one.
Better than the Void.
I do have to say that this movie, however, was 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. The Void was 78%. So I mean, I just gotta.
Yeah, that's because someone like you sat at home and made 3,000 fucking burner accounts and gave it 5 stars over and over again. Tell me I'm wrong. Every actor in that movie, including the Squid Games impersonators, were like, "Shit, dude, this is gonna destroy my career." Pump the numbers.
Oh my God.
Give a great
over 5,000 reviews.
All right, Waterboy. What's the fun fact?
4,999 of them.
I'm gonna break this fight up right now. Back on track, Waterboy. What's the fun fact?
My fun fact is that some people like different things.
Oh my God. Oh, that was great. Oh my God.
I just almost spit my coffee everywhere.
That was the best thing I've ever heard. Oh, my voice.
Yeah, fun fact, I'm gonna right click the shit out of you.
Oh my God.
You do it.
Do it, you son of a bitch.
You goddamn bitch. So
All
the
right,
high
Justin,
school,
what do we got?
the high school gym.
No, you had your shot, and some people like other things. All right.
All right.
Go
Oh,
ahead,
so wait,
Justin.
I have 7, but just Waterboy.
No,
You actually.
Waterboy missed his opportunity. You missed your shot, Bucko.
All right.
Hey
So-
Just
man,
kidding. Go ahead,
nice shot.
Waterboy.
Go ahead, Waterboy.
Nice shot, man.
Oh, filter reference. I get it.
The high school gym during the Halloween dance is the same high school that was seen in Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 1992 and Jawbreakers.
Oh, no
Jawbreakers,
shit,
a
really?
commonly forgotten film that is pretty good.
Right.
I haven't seen that for so long.
Yeah. All right, Justin, what
All
you
right.
got?
First, we're gonna do my Halloween tie-in. Kind of the easy one first. They're watching Rob Zombie video,
Oh, yeah.
and obviously Rob Zombie directed 2 Halloweens. But I also got another badass one, which is friggin' absolutely incredible. That this movie was filmed in the same exact neighborhood as
Yes.
Halloween 1978. So we got 2 for that.
Hell
And
yeah.
got another awesome one for Devin Sawyer's character was actually named after the Church of Satan's founder, Anton Lavey or Levy. I don't know his
LaVey.
name,
Yeah,
LaVey, but and 2 other facts. We had a horror movie inside a horror movie. We had 2 of them today. When Anton was flipping through, at one point when he was flipping the channels, we had a quick Night of the Living Dead scene that you almost could have missed. And then Penub and Mick were actually watching Dawn of the Dead. So we had 2 different awesome horror movies in there. The director, Rodman Flender, directed Leprechaun. He directed a lot of stuff, but I thought it was really awesome that he directed Leprechaun 2. So I wanted to say that. This hand was the same exact hand as the Thing from the 1991 movie Addams Family. And I already
He's
touched
also
on
a magician.
Yeah, I got that too. And then I already talked about the alternate ending, and my last one is first, this is an awesome soundtrack. I'm just gonna say that again, but we had an awesome cameo. Tom DeLonge, Blink 182, was
Oh,
the
man.
burger guy. He was like serving
He was-
burgers, and he
Yeah,
said,
no,
"Hey,
he
it's
was-
break
he was the
time."
drive-through guy that Devin Sawa took over for.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, break
Yes.
time," and you gotta go. And this is like 1999 Tom DeLonge, still like the blonde hair and everything, crazy. And that's all I got.
That's all you got? All right.
Hell
We
yeah.
touched on, I got most of the ones Justin's got. But we also touched on, like, while we were talking, like, The Offspring is the band that plays the Halloween party. We touched on the fact that he's wearing an AFI shirt before AFI was huge.
Yep, loved
This
it
is
back
when
then.
he had signed him to his record label. I think it was called Nitro.
Nitro after the
Yeah.
Offspring song.
Yep. You mentioned Tom. Did you guys know this is Jessica Alba's first horror film?
Horror film, let's go.
Oh wow.
Like we said, they're watching Night of the Living Dead. He's named after the Church of Satan, blah, 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 blah. Did you guys know Mick and Penub's names, where they came from?
Oh yes.
I did not.
Oh, don't.
This
It was
it
was
came
an
from an
episode of something. It was in an episode of a show.
there's an episode with Eddie Murphy on an SNL skit
SNL.
where he does nothing but sings popular songs wrong. And the song he sings wrong, this is a mouthful, Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. He sings it wrong, and the way he says it is like, but not like that. Like, he sings it like a moron.
Mhm.
But that's where their names came from. Like you said, they're watching 1978's Dawn of the Dead. Did you guys know in the movie trailer that was shown to everyone, like everywhere, on TV and all that shit? In that movie trailer is the scene where the best friends walk up to heaven.
Yeah, that was it. They had they had that
Wow.
scene.
That was the
So they had their
that was part of the deleted ending.
yeah, they had their football gear on and stuff.
Yep. The scene where Anton washes out his mouth after he smokes the nutmeg, he used actual soap and it was fully improvised.
What? Jeez.
Yeah.
Gotta commit to the bit.
Justin, this fun fact is for you, my friend.
Oh,
Focus up. Look me in the eye. Look me in the eye. We're gonna level up. I need you completely serious. When Anton is freaking out that the killer is in his house, and he pushes the dog into the hallway,
okay.
that dog is fully erect.
Oh my god. Why did you make me look at you in the eyes? Oh my god. I almost took my glasses off. That's what you wanted to tell me? Shut oh my god.
The dog is rock hard.
Oh my god. I was so
Gonna
dialed
bust through
in.
his fucking zipper.
I thought you were gonna be like, oh, punk rock song was like playing. Like, what song was it? I'm like dialed in. Like, I've never been like waiting to hear
Yeah,
what
tell me
someone's
more.
gonna say ever.
Okay.
Like, tell me more.
Tell me more.
Like, the dog has an erection.
Did he drag his nuts on the floor?
Oh my dear God.
Yes, the dog is rock fucking hard.
Awesome.
Jesus.
Thank you
All
for
right,
that.
who's next
And
week?
that's-
What do we got?
I don't even know whose movie it is.
I think it's yours, Justin.
Oh, that's awkward because
Hey,
I'm not gonna end.
dog.
That's awkward. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
even
he
know.
has no idea what he's gonna do.
That's awkward. So I don't even know what I have. So maybe we should just stay. I don't even know what to say because I don't even know what I have left on my
I
notes.
don't even know what to
So,
do.
so
All
I
right,
have.
Justin, you have your choice.
What do we got?
Barbarian. You can also do Hell House LLC. You
Movie
can
scary.
also do It Follows.
Oh God, I love that
You've
so
got
much.
You're Next.
Oh God, I love that so much.
We could do Scream 6. Full recap, spoilers now that it is streaming.
I don't know if I want to
Or-
revisit the screams with Waterboy. I think I'll replace that.
Or you can toss out the group choice and Sleepaway Camp.
Oh God, don't get it. But then I want to do the sequels because I love part 2. I might be in the minority, but Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 I like. Well, 2 is like my favorite slasher of the whole entire 80s.
The dilemma right now.
God, but Hell House LLC is so scary. I didn't sleep after I saw that, and It Falls, like, it makes me feel things.
Yeah, it does, like sexually transmitted things.
Oh my dear God, you can't get an STD from. Oh, I get you can. It like passes on. Okay, well played, well played. I'm thrown off at the dog boner. But Justin, here, take it away.
You're still thinking about the dog boner?
That's all he can think about.
No, that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm like trying to think of what movie I want. I picture like this dog like getting pushed in.
All right, so before you do that, I wanted to touch on one more thing that I just thought about, and I fucking love so much in this movie, and I had it written down in my notes, but I skipped right over it. The bottle that gets stabbed into Mick's head, you can hear the liquid swishing around.
Swishing,
Yeah, I
right?
heard that too.
So great.
Sorry, go ahead.
Am I all right? Crap, I don't know how to pick on this.
I don't know how to pick. Do you want me to pick for you?
I'll get it. You're next.
You want to do your next?
Your next is next.
So,
Yeah,
so
oh my God,
next,
your
you want to
is-
do your next.
So I'm
All right.
actually next.
No, not your next.
No, you're next
Hold
after
on.
you're next.
I'm
Oh.
next. So for next, I'm next. We're doing your next.
And then
Hey, did you
You're-
guys
then
know
you're
there was a boy band in the early 90s, late 90s called Next?
Is it who?
Yeah, that shit
Really?
lives like rent free in my mind.
I wonder if she could tell I'm hard right now.
What?
Yeah,
Is this how we're ending?
dance for me.
That's the boy band called Next. Girl, you always trying. Think it's always trying.
Stop
Oh,
now.
how I like it. Justin's Pickings next.
All right. Hold on.
Justin stinking bow dogs having boners in.
Oh my God, I can't.
God.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, do this thing where we say bye.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Next week, we're watching Next. You can find that somewhere on a streaming platform, but we are never prepared for this.
Never.
Nor do we ever ask you guys to like, follow, subscribe, share, do all those fun things. You can find
Do
us
it.
on Twitter,
Do
TikTok,
it.
fucking Facebook.
Just
you can find us on
do it.
Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Pod. You can find us on Pornhub. Wherever you guys look.
What? Pornhub? All right, let's. Oh God.
All right, I'm hacky.
I posted everything.
That's Stabby.
That's wacky.
I'm just Justin.
Just throating some tea.
That-
We out.
Peace.
Later.
Later, Gator.
Ooh.